The new wave cinema is, in fact, an alternative to the mainstream commercial cinema. So, the new wave cinema or the parallel cinema is not the mainstream cinema, or you can say it is a kind of an alternative to the mainstream cinema. And also you can see that it is popular. It started, it emerged in 1940s. From 1940s the parallel cinema, it is in fact there, and it is popular for its serious content. We have seen the major features as serious content. Then there is so much of realism. It is talking about real life situations, stark realities of life. Okay, then some symbolic elements are there. Then there is a focus on socio-political issues, and the routines like a song and dance sequence, normally it is absent in, it is not there in these parallel cinema. So these are the major features of parallel cinema. And we have also seen, like the pioneers of parallel cinema, like Satyajit Ray, we have Ritwik Gadak, we have Bimal Roy, we have Mrinal Sen, then K. Abbas, Buddhadev Das Gupta, and Guru Dutt, V. Sandaram, people like that, even Adur Gopalakrishnan. But all the discussions from the Malayalam film industry or Malayalam cinema, we have reserved to the next chapter, or you can say the next module. So these are, you can say, the popular personalities from the parallel cinema, or you can say the new wave cinema. Okay. Then in parallel cinema also we have discussed, like the different phases of it. Like it emerged in 1940s, then we can see that by 1950s there emerged 1950s. It's like the influence of neo-realism, okay, especially from Italy, that you can trace in Indian cinema. Then 60s we have seen that there emerged a new concept like middle cinema, which kind of balanced between the commercial cinema and the parallel cinema. Okay, they went in for a compromise, or not exactly compromise. There is a kind of mixing of these two the components from these two types of cinemas. Okay, that you can see. And then in 1970s again, 1970s and 1980s, this middle cinema became much popular. Like the cinema received both critical and also like commercial success. Okay, especially that particular period we have witnessed directors like Shyam Benegal, Mani Kaul, then Said Misra, Govindan Nihalani. These are the people that we see. With them, the cinema, there is in fact no distinction as such between parallel cinema or mainstream cinema. But we can see that there is a kind of a decline in the parallel cinema movement in India in the 1990s. By 1990s, you can see that there is a kind of huge commercialization of cinema, and cinema was just meant for entertainment. There is no value as such for the story that is in fact discussed up there. Okay, so that especially with the emergence of the Khans, and if you see them on the screen, there is no need to have there is no need to have a story or a strong content for the movie. That was a trend during that particular time, and it continued even in the first decade of the 21st century. And you can see that there emerged a change from there is a kind of resurgence of parallel cinema or new wave cinema from in the second decade of the 21st century. And recently we have the latest one is Thappad. Okay, like that there are so many movies like Rutuparna Ghosh Ustav, then Maniratnam's Yuva, then Anurag Kashyap's Black Friday. These movies resulted in, you can say, a kind of a resurgence of parallel cinema movement in India. And another noteworthy mention is Amir Khan. You can say that he has his own brand of social cinema, okay, which has in fact blurred the distinction between a commercial cinema and art cinema, or you can say a parallel cinema, where he discussed for example, in the movies like Tare Zameen Par, the content is very serious, okay, and is highly realistic as cinema, but it is also a commercial success. So you can see that the distinction between the commercial and the parallel cinema or new wave cinema, or you can say the art cinema, it got blurred with the social, the category called social cinema by Amir Khan. So that is all about, you can say, the third category in this particular module, and that is parallel cinema, or you can say new wave cinema. The next one that we have discussed in this particular section was FTII, which is Film and Television Institute of India, established in the year 1960 in Pune, and it was like the erstwhile Prabhat Film Company got converted into FTII, or you can say film. It was like Film Institute of India. Later it got renamed as Film and Television Institute of India. So you can prepare a very short note on FTII. You might get a question from that area also. And the last area that we have discussed was like the Masters of Indian Cinema, where we discussed somewhere around you can say 7 distinguished personalities from Indian cinema. First name that we have to remember from this particular category called the Masters of Indian Cinema is H.S. Badwadakar. H.S. Badwadakar is basically Mumbai and got inspired watching the Lumia Brothers show, and he ordered a camera from London, and he shot The Wrestlers, okay. Then he has got so many other documentary type of movies also to his credit. Then the second personality is, as we all know, Dada Saheb Phalke, and he is considered as the father of by many critics, considered as a father of Indian cinema. And his first movie is Raja Harishchandra. Okay, that's kind of you can say a landmark in the history of Indian cinema. Okay, the third personality that we have discussed was Satyajit Ray. His first movie is Pather Panchali, which came in the year 1953. And Pather Panchali is like an adaptation of Vibhuti Bhushan Bandyopadhyay's book by the same name. And you can see that Satyajit Ray is a person that who has contributed extensively to Indian cinema. Okay, he has fixed many norms, you can say many standards of Indian cinema, especially you can say that through his Apu trilogy. Okay, Pather Panchali, which came in the year 1955, then Abrajita, which came in the year 1956, and Appu Sanskar, which came in the year 1959. All these things, all these movies, in fact, set kind of some kind of margins, or you can say some kind of standards for the Indian cinema, or you can say cinema in India. Okay, then we have Ritwik Ghatak. I have told you he's basically a Bengali filmmaker and script writer, and he was a teacher also in the Pune Film Institute, television and Film Institute. One is a very important personality in Indian cinema, and that is Mrinal Sen. He's also a Bengali, and you can say that he has gained or he has earned kind of international acclaim also to the Indian cinema, and his movies are normally considered as dark and about the gruesome realities of life, but the way in which he takes his movies, that has got much appreciation from the international film festival also. And the sixth person that we have discussed as a master of Indian cinema, and that was Girish Kasaravalli. He is from Kannada film industry, and even he has also contributed much to Indian cinema. You know, his films are in fact focusing more on the images than on the script, you can say, and that also was like, you know, another kind of, you know, approach to film making. Okay, and then the last person that we have discussed was K. Balachandar. K. Balachandar is basically from Tamil Nadu or Tamil film industry, but he has produced movies, you know, in Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, and also in Hindi. He introduced so many famous actors also to Indian cinema, and his movie Apurva Ragangal is like a hit, and he has got so many awards and also good movies to his credit. So this is all, these are the things, you know, that are in fact discussed in your textbook. But one thing that we have to remember is that, you know, the masters of Indian cinema, we cannot restrict them to, you know, these few 7 names. Okay, if at all we discuss about the directors or the filmmakers in Tamil itself, you know, we have Bharati Raja, and then Balu Mahendra, and also Bhagiraj. Okay. Then if we take Telugu, we have another set of, you know, good filmmakers. So when we talk about Indian cinema, it is not just about this. Okay, this is like a brief outline, you can say, to Indian cinema. You know, here we haven't discussed about Tamil film industry, we haven't discussed about Marathi film industry, we haven't discussed about Bengali film industry, which are like, you know, very strong film industries, I should say, because especially Marathi film industry is more or less like Malayalam film industry, where the films of rich content are produced every year. But, you know, we are not getting into the details of that particular, you know, areas for the reason to be like, you know, quite extensive a study. It will turn out to be like that. So because of that, you know, we have sticked on to your textbook, but that doesn't mean these are the only people from India. Okay, and if you example is like we have LV Prasad, and then K. Vishwanath from Telugu, then we have other names, and as I've mentioned, when I mentioned about parallel cinema, we have Manikal. Then, you know, his one of his most important movies like Uski Roti. It was like, you know, one of the landmark in Indian new wave cinema. Then Asad Ka Ek Din, another movie. Then we have Duvida, that is also another movie. They are like very important movies. And we have, you know, Deeba Mehta, we have Meera Nair. Then we have, you know, other names like, you know, Kumar Shanani from basically from Pakistan, but, you know, later migrated to India. From Bengal we have Buddhadev Dasgupta. Then we have, of course, Mani Ratnam. We have Said Misra, as I've told you when I mentioned about new wave cinema. Then we have Shyam Benegal, also I have mentioned him. He is considered to be one of the pioneer of Indian new cinema, and I mentioned about him when I talked about the new wave cinema. Then we have Govinda Nihalani from Karnataka, you know, his Vijayada, the Victor. It is like a landmark kind of a film, you can say. Then Akhad is another movie by Nihalani. Then, you know, it's the list is quite extensive, I should say, you know, when we in fact discuss about the masters of Indian cinema. Okay, if I mention some more names, you know, we have Prithviraj Kapoor, then we have B.N. Reddy, then we have Dhiren Ganguly, then Nitin Bose, Saurabh Modi, then P. Jayaraj. Then I have already mentioned about LV Prasad from Telugu film industry. Then we have Shandaram, V. Shandaram, Raj Kapoor, then Bhalji, Pendarkar, then B.R. Chopra, Rishikesh Mukherjee, Yash Chopra, Devanand, Adur Gopalakrishnan, you know, like this particular list of, you know, the masters or the important personalities from Indian film industry is quite extensive. But For the time being, we have restricted them to these 7 people. Okay, so that is all about this particular module 4. You have to go through the text, each and every line of the text. And if you need, I have shared with you some files, where you can have an extended reading of the this particular section on cinema in India. Okay, so I'm in the next video we will start with the next module. I mean the 6th module, where we are going to discuss about 5th module, where we are going to discuss about Malayalam cinema. So till then, stay at home, stay safe. Thank you and God bless.